Hi everyone, Paul ISM. Want to at the bench update. So a bit of a special one today. We rolled over 40,000 subscribers last night on the International Scrum Model YouTube channel. Bit of a milestone. So thank you everybody that watches, comments, leaves feedback, watches the live show, everything. Much appreciated everyone that subs to us and watches the videos. Without you guys and girls out there, they wouldn't be worth doing. But it just shows you I put a lot more content out over the last 6 months, and the subscribers have really skyrocketed. So I'm going to try and keep that up through this year, and here's to 50,000 subs, and really see if we can get this channel moving on. So thanks to everyone that subscribed, comments, says hello, gives me feedback, gives me advice, everything else, all the live show viewers, all the live show crew as well, and all those that help behind the scenes with ISM. Full stop. Thank you everybody, from myself and Lee, and like I say, here's to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you all. Right, GB reveals. The Cold War GB is overdue quite a while now, about 3 months. The World War I GB just ended. Now Lee normally does videos for them, and we do a slideshow online. It takes a bit of time to do that, it really does, and sadly Lee does struggle for time at the minute with his work, his business, and everything else. He just really struggles. So to take pressure off, we've decided that we're not going to do reveal videos anymore. Not for the foreseeable future anyway. Maybe when we catch up and get a bit more time. For now, for the Cold War one, I'm going to announce it on the forum, and the World War I GB as well. They're going to get announced on the forum, the winners. I'll try and give a shout out to all the builds if I can, depends on who there are in the section. And the prizes will be listed as well. It speeds things up, it gets it done, and we can move on. I've had some very kind and anonymous judges volunteer. They worked very hard last week in picking the winners, so I thank you guys very, very much. And I am going to try and get that done this afternoon. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to try and get the reveals up this afternoon and get all the prizes listed with the winners. So I'm not saying we're doing any videos in the future, but for now, to catch up, we're just going to announce them on the forum and get it done so we can move on with the newer GBs. So there we are. As always, on the forum, if you've got any suggested SIGs or GBs you want to do as buddy builds yourself, please feel free to suggest them, see if you get any takers. If you get more than, I think it's about 10, we'll open up a SIG section for you. There is 2 GBs this year. They're 6 months long, gives people plenty of time to take part. They're pretty generic as well, so you can pretty much interpret what you're going to build in them. Quite a wide range of genres there. So hopefully we'll get a few more people taking part. But if you've got anyone to suggest, pop it up on the forum. If you get any interest, send me a PM and I'll set up a section when you want to open it. Scott did a Bomber SIG last year. Neil did a 172, 176 build, and they proved pretty popular. I think they're suggesting a, what was it, self-propelled gun one, I think it was, they're suggesting at the minute. So that's probably going to get some forum time for sure. But yeah, if you've got anything to suggest, put it on the forum and PM me and let me know what everybody thinks. There we are. Right, Lamborghini, you might have seen the Aventador review went up yesterday. It looks an awesome kit, it really does. I'm hoping to start that this week, once I get a bit of free time to start filming and crack on with that. Looks awesome. I decided on my colour. I can remember what I did with it, there it is. So I'm going with this blue, which is Mr. Hobby, Mr. Colour Cobalt Blue. I test sprayed that yesterday on a spoon. It's a beautiful colour. That with the tan leather interior is going to look stunning, and that's what I'm going to do. So keep an eye out for that. The video should be up very soon. Probably going to be 4 parts on this one because there's quite a lot to do on the interior and the engine base. I think it's going to warrant that extra part to show it full in detail. Go over to modelemporium.shop, have a look at Frey's site. He's added loads of his Lamborghinis and car kits now. There are loads on there, some very, very nice kits. I'm finding it really hard to not buy any at the minute. I want a Lamborghini Huracan, and he's got one there, but I'm just trying to hold off at the minute because I've got way too many kits. Way too many kits. We'll go over to there and have a look. Something that we've been laughing at as well. John noticed it in the last video. Now I have a shelf under here, and it's just down the back, and all my kits in progress under it. So under right now is the Caterham. There's a bike I've been working on. The Lamborghini's under there as well, ready to start on, and that's where the kits are kept. When I reached under for that Corvette chassis the other day, I pulled some rather dubious faces, and it looked a little bit iffy. I was getting the kit out the box. I wasn't pulling something out my arse, as some people have thought, although it did look that way. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. We've had a good laugh at that. There's several screenshots circulating, and it's also the header on the Hangout page as well from myself. But yeah, it did look a bit dubious what I was doing, but trust me, I was getting the kit out of the box from underneath the bench. Honestly, I was. There we are. And another thank you as well. I bought a job look of books off eBay a while back. They came with several British Touring Car VHS videos, which I really want to watch. The season reviews, so they're all the races throughout the season, 3 hours long. I got 5 of them, and I was like, oh, I wish I had a VCR. I mentioned it in passing, and Willie Mack is a dude, he really is. Offered to send me one if I paid the postage. He then wouldn't take postage for it, and it arrived yesterday. Willie, you're going to pay me on the forum a little bit, mate. It arrived yesterday. He even sent me 2 SCART leads out because he didn't know if I needed a short one or a long one. A remote in with batteries. He couldn't find the owner's manual for the VCR, so he downloaded it onto a USB stick for me and uploaded some films for me and James to watch as well. And above and beyond, mate, it really is. And the VCR looks almost brand new. You're crazy, man. So I'm looking forward to get that set up. I can't remember the last time I watched a video recorder. It's going to be 15 years ago. But I'm looking forward to watching these videos. So thank you very much, Willie. I owe you one, buddy. If you need anything at all, let me know and I'll help you out. Overall, mate, you really are absolutely awesome doing that. I wish you'd take the postage off me. I really do. But thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much for sending me that. I'm really looking forward to watching those. So there we go. So I've been working on the Corvette's done, as you can see behind me. We'll look at that in a minute. Pig of a kit on the interior. I was really disappointed with that. Spent loads of time painting up the engine, ready to decal it, and the interior. To be fair, once the body's on, and in retrospect, the body needed CA glued in place anyway, you're never going to see it, but it's still nice to build the engine up and take the time doing it. But what a pig. Just a lot of stress on the part inside. It's the roll cage. It runs the entire length of the car, and I tried to CA glue it in place. It was having none of it. And because of the way it sits high, so then the body wouldn't set on properly. So half the roll cage is in the bin. I had to trim it off the top. You can't see it at all, luckily. But a bit disappointed. Then I had to manhandle it and glue it in place. So I was like, oh, I just want this thing finished. It looks good though. It's a good looking car. And I've got several Corvettes. They're right there above me actually. To finish off. So I know what to do in future. But don't let it put you off buying it. It's a good kit. The body's beautiful on it. Decals are great. It's a nice detailed interior. Like I say, I'll say in a minute, the best way to approach it is glue the interior together with normal plastic glue, then paint it, and then it's properly glued in place, and it should all fit together. It should. But I enjoy building it, and I will build another. I've got 5 more to build, so it'll be interesting anyway. And the Caterham, loving that kit. It's brilliant. It's just like building a mini kit car. It really is. The way it goes together and it assembles is just superb. So we'll have a look at these now and come back in a minute. So let's go to the bench and have a look. Right, okay, so first thing off, our Corvette. This is Revell's 125th C5R. Out of the box, completely. Not a bad kit until we got to the interior, which none of it really wants to fit together. Obviously, because I painted it up separately, I then need to CA glue it together, and the CA glue just wouldn't take hold because of the pressures involved trying to get it to glue together. It just kept popping open, and it was just a nightmare. If I was to build one of these in future, I'd assemble the engine separately as a part to detail it up. The rest of it, I'd glue it all together in bare styrene and paint it that way. I think that's the best way to approach this. I had to cut a few bits of the roll cage off as well to get the body to fit. That needed manhandling in place and CA gluing along each side seam whilst being held and hit with kicker. So a little bit disappointed, but overall it's a nice looking car. It's a good looking Corvette. It's turned out well. The 2K turned out well. It's a nice colour. I think I've got the colour pretty much right, and overall I'm very happy with it. I've got another 5 Corvettes in the stash. I've got another 2 C5s, a C6 and 2 C7s to do as well, so hopefully I'll have a bit more luck with those next time. But some pictures of the car there. So it was primed in a mix of UMP white and grey primer. I did this to give a proper tone to the yellow base, which was Tamiya TS16 decanted and sprayed through the apex. Kit decals were fantastic. They went on no bother whatsoever. 2K clear coats, great as usual, polished up with some micromesh, 8 and 12,000 grade, and then given a full compounding with the Novus compounds, and a wax with the splash spray wax. The wheels were sprayed in UMP black primer and then Mr. Hobby Superfine metallic. giving a bit of a Tamiya panel line wash, as were the body panels as well. I mixed a bit of grey and the black so it wasn't quite as dark, and hit everything up, and it came out well. It's a good looking car. Fairly happy with how the model looks. It goes in the display case, it looks like a Corvette. It's shiny, it's yellow, and that will do me. So there we go. So happy to get that one done. Disappointed about the interior. It's just one of those things, you take it as they come. Now, next one I'm building currently is the Tamiya 12 scale Caterham. So if you've been following Facebook or the forum, you've seen my progress on the build so far. So all the chassis is built up. The aluminium panels are on, the floor pan's on. I've got all the front discs, suspension, all in place, along with the anti-roll bar at the front. And yes, it all works. Anti-roll bar works. There's bushes in there I've made out of 2mm hose in the kit. Absolutely fantastic. So to make it look a bit differently, I've added red springs. I've added some resin brake hoses there, so they'll be connected to another one there with some braided lines, give it a bit more interest. Again, on the back end, we've gone with red springs. We've gone with titanium gold calipers, and again, all the back end suspension fully works. All the swing is it the down bar? I forget what it was called now. All works. It's come out great. So mixture of metallics from AK steel, duraluminum, SW super metallic, titanium and gold mix there as well for different colours. Differential looks well. I've added a breather hose to the differential on top. You can just see it in there because real life reference pictures. I think that's a Sierra rear differential. Showed those in all the pictures, and it's great. We've got the rubber CV drive shaft gaiters there as well, and they are real rubber, and it's just great. It's been great fun to do. Nice to build, assembling all these little sub-assemblies and then screwing them all in place. So it's just like building a real mini kit car. We're getting up to carpeting next, so all this gets carpeted in here. Got the transmission tunnel to put in and so on and so forth. But the suspension's very nearly done. I've just got to spray up this framework, this little arm, and the fuel tank was all glued together last night. Just needs sanding, a little bit of filler here and there, and that can be installed in place. And then we've got another piece of bodywork to go around the back as well. I'll just show you quickly the instructions where we're at. So this is literally where we're at now. So we're at step 15. So we're just going to spray this up in semi-gloss black. We assemble the rear anti-roll bar. So this is a metal part, and you cut off some 2mm tubing to size as shown there, and they are your little bushes, and they do actually work, which is really cool. That's all screwed in place, and then we crack on to getting the aluminium panel at the back, the rear aluminium panel in, and then start work on the interior. It's been a great build so far. I've really enjoyed it. Like I say, we've gone for all these steps so far. So we cleaned up all the chassis, we've got the steering rod all done, the working steering on the front still works as well. Get into the supporting, the suspension, the rear bulkhead in the back, onto the floor pan, the side part, and then we had to assemble all the dampers and the arms for the suspension. They're all put in place, as too are all the brakes. A multitude of spraying, quite a lot of work to get this far, but I've really enjoyed it so far, so that's what makes it all worthwhile. Brilliant. Rear differential, drive shafts, that's all screwed in place. Then we're onto the rear suspension. The D-Dion bar was all painted last night. Well, I left it in a standard coat. I just painted the ends in Citadel Mithril Silver, and we got all the suspension components on instead. So it's going great. The only part of building a big kit like this, it's a bit of a nightmare, is the box. The box is huge. Luckily I've got a shelf out of here underneath. So I've made life a bit easier. All the parts that were separate, I've taken them out of their bags. Anything that was loose, I've taken them out of their bags and sorted them all into assemblies. So we've got all the aluminium parts, hoses, the tyres, the wheels, bodywork, the engine, all the separate components are all safely stored in here. I can just grab this at once so I know everything's here rather than sifting through bags in the box. So that makes life a lot easier. And then all the little screws are all in here. So I've labelled screw A and B bag there. So I know we've got the K&N filters, some pre-cut those bushes that I probably need to recut again, some springs and whatnot, and these are all safely in there, so I can grab them all as we go. The other thing I've got as well, I've got a lot of 12 scale aftermarket parts, as you can see here. I've got connectors, electrical connectors, hoses, braided hoses, brake line, tubing, all sorts of stuff, carpet, you name it, I've got it. And I'm going to try and use some of this on this to detail it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more interesting. But really enjoying this build. It's a great kit, really interesting. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm really enjoying this, mate, and I hope you're enjoying following the build, and looking forward to getting it to paint. So I want to get the bodywork done next, and get that primed and painted up. So there we go. Let's go back to me. So there we go. As you see, been hard at work on the Caterham. There's a lot of hours in that. It doesn't look it, but there is a lot of little parts to paint up in detail and screw in place. I've not had any issues yet, really, and I'm looking forward to progressing. I'd do the bodywork next, I think, but I want to make a start on the Lamborghini. That's my plan this week. So the Caterham will just be boxed for a couple of days while I work on the Lamborghini, and we'll get part 1 up and move on. And the Corvette looks great. Very happy with that. Bit of a disappointment about the interior, but at the end of the day, who's going to see that anyway? You can't see anything inside, it's all black, and you can't see the engine anyway, so it's just one of those things. It looks good, it looks great in the display case, nice striking scheme there as well. So there we are. Like I say, I hope to get a first part of the Lamborghini up this week, so keep an eye out for that. The review for Lamborghini I went up the other day as well, and I've got plenty of other reviews to do and get on with as well. So when we do part 1 of Lamborghini, I'm going to run through a few things. So we've got some new tools to use with this, new airbrush and stuff to use, and we'll have a little chat about what it's going to entail before we crack on with the build itself. So there we go. Thanks for watching today. As always, check out ISM, International Scale Model Facebook page and forum. All these links are in the description down below. Check out umpretail.com, myself and Lee's business. We've got all sorts on there. You get micromesh from us now as well, where I used to polish on my car bodies, and the Novus polishing compounds as well. They're all there. We've got loads of new Tamiya kits, tools. We've got our normal sanders, washers, thinners, cleaners, primers, everything on there. Go over and have a look. Obviously, you're on our channel now. We just rolled over 40,000 subscribers, so if you're not already subbed, add yourself to that 40,000, click the subscribe button, and feel free to leave any comments, any feedback, say hello, whatever you want to do. I reply to everybody. It takes a long time to do, but I do reply to everybody. Check out modelemporium.shop as well for Frey's shop. It's got loads of good model kits on there, loads of tools, paints, all sorts of cool stuff on there. Well worth a visit. And check out the Model Hangout group for Off Air Hangouts and the Live at the Bench page as well for all the Friday night live show information, and my Paul ISM page as well. I don't know if anybody listens past this point, because I just waffle here, don't I, at the end? But hey, you might do, you might not. So there we go. I'll catch you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Right, where's that thing? Ooh. Ooh.